pre-budget document detailing the state of the economy over the last fiscal year, which will be presented in Parliament today by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. The presentation comes a day before the much-anticipated arrival of the Union Budget 2025 to 2026. On the survey will be tabled in Lok Sabha at 12 p.m. and in Rajya Sabha at 2 p.m. Economic survey to focus on deregulation. And we also know that Sitharaman will be tackling deregulation-themed economic survey in Parliament. And the survey will bat for improving ease of living and ease of doing business through structural reform. So that is a big update coming in right now, viewers. And these are some of the updates that we are getting for our viewers. I'm being joined right now by my colleague Riyanka. And Riyanka, we have a couple of key focus areas that the economic survey would be talking about, Riyanka. So one is deregulation, ease of living, ease of doing business, structural reforms, impact of AI on job market. So very, very important focus areas that we can expect in that economic survey. Over to you, Riyanka.
Well, absolutely. As the budget session kicks off, we are expecting the economic survey to be, tabled in the Parliament by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who will be giving in detailed information about the economic status of our country in the previous fiscal year. And this happens ahead of the budget, the most anticipated union budget that will be, given out tomorrow in the Parliament. When it comes to the economic survey, it will be, of course, first talked about in the Lok Sabha at 12 p.m. and then subsequently at 2 p.m. in the Rajya Sabha. And this economic survey somewhere paves the way for what one can expect from the union budget that has been prepared for this very year, 2025-2026. And there are several themes that you rightly mentioned on which this is going to be depending on. Deregulation as well as ease of living, ease of doing business, the impact of AI. Several of these things are going to be having the key focus and the key highlight this time ahead of the official budget presentation that is set to happen tomorrow in the Parliament, which is why all eyes are going to be on the economic survey data that will be given out and spoken out in much details today in the Parliament, 12 p.m. in the Lok Sabha and 2 p.m. subsequently in the Rajya Sabha.
That is right, Riyanka. We keep getting our viewers more updates, and we also know that Prime Minister Modi would be addressing just ahead of that budget session. Very important because last time he had appealed the opposition to cooperate during the sessions, let the business of the House resume in a smooth manner. We can expect a similar message once again, given the fact that Union Minister Kiran Rijiju had said that during the all-party meeting, there was once again the priority was put on making sure the business of the House runs smoothly. All right, Riyanka, if you can hear me, I'll just...
When it comes to the sessions in the Parliament, we have in fact seen how previously the sessions have been marred by opposition's several obstacles created by the opposition, and they were not in the mood at all to carry on proper business. But we are expecting this time as well Prime Minister Modi, who will be addressing ahead of the session that will be beginning, and he will be once again making an appeal to all the parliamentarians for a smooth running of the House in order to conduct business in a proper manner, because as we know that this budget session is very, very important. It is that core, detailed information and expectations that will be put forward and discussions that will be happening over the entire budget session in the Parliament that will be paving the way for how our economic structure for this fiscal year 2025 and 2026 will be functioning. And all eyes will be, of course, on the discussions that come in after the union budget after the union budget gets presented by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman.
Right, we are standing by right now, Riyanka, for the Prime Minister's address ahead of that budget session. It will begin in a short while from now. We'll try to get our viewers more updates, but remember that we are still waiting for that address of the Prime Minister ahead of the budget session, which is going to kick off today. Okay, these are pictures coming in right outside from the Parliament. These are live pictures coming in ahead of the budget session, and we're getting you back-to-back updates coming in. Remember that in a short while from now, after the Prime Minister Modi's address, kicking off the budget session, Sitharaman, the Finance Minister, will be presenting her 8th budget with... that will be tomorrow, but the economic survey will be presented before that. So we're waiting for that very important economic survey to be tabled today. We'll see that the 8th budget will be presented on Feb 1st, but economic survey will be presented today itself. I just want to go back to my colleague. We're going back to Riyanka. Riyanka, you know, we'll be waiting for that Prime Minister's address to begin. We are waiting for that to begin, and these are pictures coming in from the Parliament ahead of that. But once again, we would be talking a little bit about the economic survey, which will focus on India's economic performance in the past fiscal year. If you could take our viewers through all the developments we have seen ahead of the budget session, especially the all-party meetings and other meetings which have been taking place ahead of this very crucial budget session. Riyanka.
Well, preparations have been already made, and as of now, all the preparations for the budget session to kick off is also taking place as we are showing the visuals to our viewers. On the other hand, we are all at standby to hear it from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is expected to once again appeal to all the parliamentarians for a smooth functioning of the House. And on the other hand, yes, there were several preparations that was made ahead of the budget session. As we know, ahead of every parliament session, there is an all-party meeting which is called, and similarly that had happened for the union budget session as well, ahead of the presentation of what everybody is looking for, because there are several expectations from the side of the taxpayers as well as from the side of the entrepreneurs, the businessmen, and it is very, very crucial as Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who is all set to be presenting her 8th budget, and we know that it is a very, very big moment for the NDA government as well, after Prime Minister returned for his 3rd term, and this holds a very, very important significance from the side of the government as well, because they have been paving several measures in order to build up the economy of our country, and there are several other measures that have been taken, keeping in mind the themes as we had earlier talked about, the focal point of this very budget that we had talked about regarding the focus being on ease of business, ease of living, and several other structural changes which was required to be thought about. So all of this will be taking the front seat at a keen an eye of from all the arenas of the sectors of the people. And yes, as of now, the preparations are on. The budget session is all set to begin shortly today, and we will be looking into the presentation of the economic survey ahead of the budget that will be presented tomorrow in the Parliament. So yes, for now we continue to be on standby to listen to Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
That is right, Riyanka. We also know that President Draupadi Murmu will commence the budget session of the Parliament with an address to a joint sitting of both the houses. And following this, Finance Minister will table the economic survey in both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, providing an official assessment of the performance of the economy in the ongoing financial year and list out the challenges which are being faced by the nation on that. So it's very important. This is the budget session which will be kicking off today, starting today. This is from Jan 31st all the way to April 4 in 2 phases. The first part of the session will end on February 13, and the second phase will begin on March 10th. So the budget session is starting off from today itself, and it will happen in 2 phases. We can see that parliamentarians are arriving just ahead of Prime Minister Modi's address ahead of the budget session prior to the joint sitting of the Parliament, which will be addressed by President Draupadi Murmu. Prime Minister Modi will make his remarks to the media outside the Parliament building, as it happens before other Parliament sessions that we have seen. Back-to-back updates coming in right now. And Riyanka, I'm coming back to you right now. We're getting pictures coming in of the parliamentarians arriving slowly, one by one, and this is just ahead of the address of the Prime Minister.
That's right. Well, all the parliamentarians have started to come into the main seating area where there will be joint seating of both the houses, which will be kicking off the budget session by President's address to them, and which is why we, as I rightly mentioned, that all the preparations have been taken into account properly, and all the first-hand preparations are being made as of now, because any time from now we are expecting more developments to come in from the side of the Prime Minister's address, followed by the beginning of the session with the President's note, and then of course later presentation by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman about the economic survey. So yes, several things are lined up. All eyes will be on all these developments, and we will continue to bring all these developments for our viewers on Republic. And as of now, yes, everybody is keeping a very, very close eye on the economic survey that will of course pave the way for what one can expect from the Union Budget 2025-26. And yes, there have been several discussions. There have been a lot of brainstorming from the side of the stakeholders, from the side of the officials, be it in the Finance Ministry, who have taken that effort to once again prepare this very, very crucial budget. So yes, it is the most anticipated one, and all the preparations are being made ahead of the presentation.
That is right. We're getting some more information coming in right now, viewers, where we see the Chief Economic Advisor will be addressing the media on the economic survey at around 2 p.m. All right, President Draupadi Murmu is scheduled to address both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha today, kicking off the Parliament's budget session for this year. And shortly after President Murmu's address, we see that Finance Minister will table the economic survey in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha separately. The Finance Minister will present the Union Budget on Saturday for the 8th consecutive time. So it's going to be very important. And we can also tell you the Chief Economic Advisor too will be addressing the press on economic survey at 2 p.m. onwards. Getting more details coming in. President to address a joint sitting of Parliament at around 11 a.m. as a time, when President Draupadi Murmu will be addressing the joint session of the Parliament. And the Prime Minister Modi is also arriving in the Parliament. The President will be arriving for the customary joint address to the Parliament very, very shortly. These are the live pictures coming in as parliamentarians arrive ahead of that budget session. The budget session will be kicking off today itself. Remember, the opposition parties are demanding a couple of things, a discussion on multiple issues. I'm just going to go back to Riyanka. Riyanka, we are waiting for PM Modi's address ahead of the budget session. I'm handing it to you right now. If you could take our viewers through some updates that we're learning of.
Well, yes, all the parliamentarians are one by one coming into the Parliament, and this will, of course, be kicked off by President Draupadi Murmu's address to both the houses together, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And yes, we will be keeping a very, very, very close eye on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address, as well as he continues to appeal to all the parliamentarians for a running of a smooth house. On the other hand, yes, we will be, of course, listening into what the economic survey has to say about the previous fiscal year ahead of the presentation of the Union Budget tomorrow. Viewers, do stay tuned.